and welcome in to another episode of Farm to Fame, an enthusiastic bunch this morning.
Fired up this afternoon.
I am Kelsey Wingert. That man who just interrupted me is Peter Moylan, and that is our captain, Maddie Mass. Maddie, pick one prop from the wall behind you. Best one. Never know what you're going to find at John Boy HQ. Oh, man. Why'd you go for the mask? All right, now you got to wear that the whole episode.
It's so itchy. There's no shot, but...
Okay.
Thanks for trying for that long extended period of time, at least, Maddie. That was good.
I am in, this is actually one of my favorite shirts John Boy Media has ever released. John Boy Media boxing t-shirt. Shout out to Dan. Currently in San Francisco, 3 games versus the Giants, and then we end the season on a riveting 6-game matchup versus the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Ooh, riveting for everybody else except for the Colorado Rockies
series. Just the bow on the top. But hopefully with the Dodgers clinching the 1 seed, maybe they're moving whoever's stride or die.
It looks like I have a giant head on top of a pitching body right now.
Yeah.
But it's stride or die. Yes.
Well, the guys who are going to move into the bullpen for the playoffs for the Dodgers, will the Dodgers move them to the bullpen for the final series of the year? Or is it just like when the playoffs start, it's just like
I don't see any reason. Well, it depends on how many guys they have to cover the innings. Like and there's someone way smarter than me working all this out right now, I'm sure, for the Dodgers, but they can line themselves up any way they want to. They can almost work backwards from the results that they want and predict and probably try and, which you never can do, obviously. But I would assume that those guys that are going to be in bullpen roles would be trying to get used to it at least now.
Are position players starting to take rest days, or do position players not really want to take rest days because they don't want to let their foot off the gas?
They will take rest days, kind of like not so much spring training-ish, but they still want to get their bats and keep their eye in as well. So it's not, if something's niggling, they may not play, but if they're feeling great, I think they'd rather be in there than not.
How about Bryce?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bryce Elder.
What about
Rookie.
Bryce Elder? By the way, all he's done since he's come back in the last 4 or 5 starts is pitched to like an ERA under 1, almost under 0.6, I think. Last night, 9 innings against the Nationals, still a big league baseball team.
Yeah.
105 pitches. At one stage, I looked up and he was through 4 innings and had 20-something pitches.
No.
Yeah. It was as dominant a performance that I've seen from a Braves pitcher in a long time, as far as being able to just control the pace of the game. His location with his sinker was as good as it's been all year, and the 2 pitches, the curveball and the sinker, playing off each other were just great. And look, I am so pumped because with the Strider news and all the rest of the stuff going on with the Bravos pitching staff right now, then I think it's for him to step up like this. They've just called up Kyle Muller.
Yeah,
so this is almost like a reset again for the Braves, for the playoff reset that's lining up Fried for the Mets. And look, that's the series we're all looking at. We can't get ahead of ourselves, obviously, because of where we're at. And we got to win the next at least 2, hopefully 3 in DC. They went to the White House yesterday, so to get that game in like they did, the bullpen had thrown a bunch the night before because they started the game at 1, got rain delay, didn't finish until whenever. A lot of bullpen arms had to throw. So it just timing worked. And it's almost like when these things happen the way they do, it's like, well, Braves are setting themselves up again for another good run, feels like.
Well, yeah. First of all, any rest you can give the bullpen before the Mets series is huge. But you were talking about the starting rotation. What's the rest of the news? Just the fact that Strider's on the IL.
Yeah.
Soroka's not pitching well.
Soroka's not going to be back this year.
Freaking bums me out, man.
Sure, it does. It really does. I just hope that now he can have a full off season and then prep himself for a run at whatever this is going to be.
Yeah.
So And I just hope that he can stay healthy and just have a good, season of at least trying.
Yeah.
Just not even getting a chance to try is the thing that sucks. But yeah, I'm still very comfortable going into a playoff series with our starting pitching: Kyle Wright, Charlie Morton, and Maximus Friedocius.
What's the word on Spencer Strider?
He is got an oblique that they are treating very cautiously, and that's about as much as we're being told. So,
so it's not. This is a real injury.
Oh yeah,
I didn't
thought
know if
initially
they thought
it was,
his innings.
Yeah, I was on that page. I was like, we're just gonna set us. I thought they were setting it up for a Mets, like give him an extended rest and then go at it with the Mets. But now that that's sort of, he went out and to try to throw a bullpen, and that's when he started to feel it again. Now they've got to shut it down and see where it's at. But it's an oblique. It's like,
I just feel like those injuries. I feel like that's the go-to phantom injury.
No, it'd be like a rib, or I was, like
rib.
Something that's like, I don't know, like nothing to do with the arm. It's usually like an ankle or a knee strain or a quad something for pitchers anyway. Yeah.
Well, let's see what the series were like this week. Guardians locked up their division. Bad series. Yankees are still playing the Blue Jays. We have Aaron Judge still sitting on home run number 60, Maddie. Was that like, man, how many games did he have at Yankee Stadium I was rooting for him to not hit one on Friday and Saturday when the national networks had the game, and yes, didn't, because I always like for the hometown announcers to be able to have those moments after being with the team for that long, and that's normally who the fans want to hear those calls from. But he still hasn't hit it, and then he didn't hit it the whole homestand, and now he goes to Toronto where he has crazy power numbers. So much pressure is on him. You have Maris's son following you around every single game. I know that the atmosphere at Yankee Stadium was like electric. There was like a rain delay, and it was like a party during the rain delay because people were waiting to see if Aaron Judge would get another at bat.
Just a regular day in Braves country, really.
Wild times up there, Maddie.
Ooh. Yeah, no, it's wild stuff. The fact that he hasn't hit it doesn't concern me at this point. Really, what he's doing is very polite to the rest of the team. He's taking the attention off them. They've all broken out of their slumps. The Yankees won 6 straight, and everybody else was contributing. The guy's a doubles machine when he chooses not to hit home runs. So, I mean, I'm sure he'll choose to hit one of the nights coming up soon.
How many games are they on the road? When do they get back home? I want him to do it at home. I want the Pujols to do it at home. Stop robbing fan bases of this moment.
Yeah. I mean, every ballpark is a home ballpark because his numbers are better on the road. So it's really just whenever he wants.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we being serious right now with this attempt?
Not really, but
is it an attempt at humor or?
Oh, it's not just an attempt.
So the NL playoff picture. Well, I'll start with the AL because that's where we were. There's somebody looking at. We're making eye contact through windows. That's a dirty window. AL wild card. Well, you have Yankees, Cleveland, Houston already clinched their divisions. The Yankees haven't. Yankees need 1 win versus the Blue Jays this series to clinch the division. Wild card, you have Toronto up by 3 games, Tampa Bay up by half a game, Seattle, Baltimore's 3.5 back. Seattle, Tampa Bay, Toronto are playing the Yankees. Seattle is playing the Rangers, which is good for them. And who was the third team that I said?
There's so many playoff teams now.
Who was the third team that I said? Tampa. The Rays.
So Baltimore can still
What do
make
the
it
Rays have?
technically.
They're 3.5 out, and they have the Red Sox. The Rays are playing the Guardians. When you move over to the NL wildcard, Pete, which is your bread
Crazy.
and butter, the Braves are up 12 games, but obviously could still win their division. San
Mhm.
Diego's in there, Philly's in there.
Milwaukee's
Milwaukee's sitting
sniffing.
1.5 games behind the Phillies. The
Mhm.
Phillies play the Cubs. The
Who swept the Mets?
Brewers. Yeah, the Cubs did sweep the Mets, and then they lost the following series to your own Colorado Rockies.
Whose own?
Your own
Oh,
Colorado Rockies.
fair enough.
Brewers have the Cardinals, which is a tough series. And it keeps switching me back to divisional. The Padres have the Dodgers. So you're looking for the Phillies to take advantage of the easiest series in that little race over there.
So for right now, the Braves play the Padres in the wild card game in Atlanta.
They just need it in Atlanta. Anyway, folks, we have a really interesting episode today because we've been talking so much about the Cy Young races, MVP races, Rookie of the Year races. So Maddie came up with the idea of if these awards were being given out in the minor leagues, who would win these? So these are guys who have had really, really good minor league seasons, probably top prospects for whoever your team is. People who will probably be seen in the big leagues, whether it be next year or the year after that, guys who are close. And all of that info is brought to you by our friends at DraftKings because the NFL action is in full swing here at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. We're talking touchdowns. We're talking big plays and even bigger wins. New customers can bet just $5 on any NFL team to win and get $200 in free bets if they do. If that's not enough, everyone can boost their winnings with DraftKings stepped up same game parlays. Right now, for every leg you add, you can boost your winnings up to 100%. With payouts bigger than ever, why bet on football anywhere else? To make things even sweeter, you can throw down on stepped up same game parlays once per day all season long. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now, use the promo code JOHNBOY and get $200 in free bets if your team wins. And when you place a $5 bet on any football game, that's promo code JOHNBOY, only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. You guys are seeing DraftKings literally everywhere. You're seeing them in commercials for baseball games. You're seeing them plastered all over stadiums. You're hearing them on podcasts. $200 is, like I said a couple weeks ago, that's the best going rate you're going to get out there. Can confirm after hearing it on our broadcast. So promo code JOHNBOY, folks. Pete,
They are everywhere.
They really are.
I'll do Brennan Fat. Or do you want me to do
We can start with, this is starting in the NL for minor league Cy Young awards. There are two guys in there who have really stood out throughout this minor league season. The first one is the Phillies' #1 prospect. He's MLB's 24th overall prospect. His name is Andrew Painter. He was a first-round pick in 2021, drafted 13th overall. He won the Phillies organization's top minor league player and pitcher. He's 19 years old, and he's one of those 19-year-olds who has a really good head on his shoulder. He's really poised. He's very mature. Just really got a good head on his shoulder, as Bud Black would say, Peter's friend. He's one of 4 pitchers since 2017 with 100 innings pitched in the minor league season with these 3 things: an ERA under 2, a K% more than 5%, and a batting average against of 200 or below. One of 4 pitchers in 2017, though? That doesn't make sense because he was drafted in 2021. Since 2017. One of 4 pitchers since 2017 to do that?
I wonder who the other ones were. I'm sure the names were ridiculous.
Only been 4 guys in 5 years, and he's one of them? Nice. Pete.
Nice, Pete. Here I am. Nice, Pete. Brandon, PFAADT Fat.
Yeah.
I love this last name. And by the way, he's ridiculous. Right-handed pitcher with Diamondbacks number 4 prospect, 2020 round 5 draft pick.
Mhm.
In 61.2 innings with AAA Reno this year, he's 5-1 with a 2.6 ERA and 74 punch-outs. He was the Diamondbacks minor league pitcher of the month in September. You know who else was the pitcher of the month in September?
You have a trophy.
I have a trophy. And it's
Show us
trophy
your trophy.
season. It's trophy
Show us,
season,
there
guys.
it is.
So no big deal.
There it is.
I should have won it the year before as well, but I didn't. But anyway, now most strikeouts by an minor league pitcher in more than 20 years. 218 strikeouts this year, most since 2001, where somebody had 220. Brandon Clausen.
He can still do it.
Brandon Clausen.
He's 2 away.
In 10 games started in hitter-friendly PCL, I can vouch for that, by the way. He's 5-1 with a 2.61 in 62 innings, 18 end runs, and 14. By the way, these numbers are ridiculous in that league. If you go look at the PCL numbers, they are insane. 74 punch-outs, a whip under 1, and a 210 opposing average. So, Brandon, have yourself a year. You'll be in the show next year with that Diamondbacks team, if I'm going to guess.
14 walks to 74 Ks, though, Pete.
This can almost be like a pre-draft. If you're in a fantasy league, just look at these guys for next year's draft and follow. Is that a thing?
A 2.63 in the PCL. What did you say, Pete?
I don't know what I said. Draft and follow. Is that a thing?
I don't know what that means.
Not anymore.
So I learned, I am new to the NL West. I'm new to the West Coast in baseball. And I might have told this story on our air, but yeah, I kept checking the box scores of the Rockies AA and AAA teams because our pitching has struggled this season. And I was looking to see who we could bring back. And every single guy down there had like a 5 ERA. And I was like, man, we don't have really anybody who's crushing it up there. And people were like, no, that's literally the PCL. So the fact that he has a 2.63 in the PCL, that's unbelievable.
It's the worst division league to pitch in the world, without question.
So between those two guys, who would win your minor league?
I'd have to go with my guy Fat.
Okay.
With a P.
Yeah.
By the way, just out of interest, I had a 2.74 in 38 games in the PCL.
Yeah, you did.
Wow, I never looked at those numbers before. 46 innings, 38 hits, 14 runs, 1 home run in the PCL. What? 20 walks. Clean that up. 45 strikeouts. I don't strike people out. What a year. A 1.2 whip.
Let's go, King. Peter Moylan,
much.
career 3.10 ERA if they're new around these parts.
There we go. Just digging on myself again.
Okay, moving to the AL Cy Young, a number top prospect for an organization, Hunter Brown, Astros top prospect, 71 overall in Major League Baseball. He's a 5th rounder in 2019, right-handed pitcher. He's the 3rd starting pitcher in team history to toss at least 6 shutty in his debut, his Major League debut, joining left-handed pitcher Carlos Hernandez, who did it in 2001, and Jared Cosart.
What a name. Holy cow.
A name. Was it on here that we said his name and we were like, wow, that's a name we haven't heard in a while? Or was that somewhere else in my life?
Must have been somewhere else, because that's the first time I've heard that since I was teammates with him in, I think it was Houston in 2014 in spring training.
Jared Cosart. Wow. Okay. Maybe did we do that with Jolly Olive? I've had this conversation with somebody. In 23 minor league games for Sugarland Space Cowboys, AAA for the Astros, 106 innings pitched. He's 9-4 with a 2.55. 136 strikeouts to 45 walks, a 186 batting average against. Wow. In 4 major league games with Houston, 16 innings pitched, Pete, 2-0 with a 1.13 ERA, 15 Ks to 4 walks. Great job, Hunter Brown.
I love stories like that. And it's very similar to this one too. Twins, number 10 prospect, 15th round pick of the 2019 draft, Louis Varland. has added a third pitch, and it's helped him go all the way to the big leagues. He made his debut on September 23rd. Congratulations, well done. You also won, in case he didn't know, I'm telling him, he won the Twins minor league starting pitcher of the year 2021 and 2022. So they separated. That's good. 3.34 ERA across 105 innings with AA Wichita, 1.69 ERA in 4 starts in AAA Saints. His final numbers combined 24 games, 126 innings, a 3.06 ERA, 10 Ks per 9, and 3 walks per 9. That's a pretty good year. But Hunter Brown had a better year, I'll be honest.
Okay, so Hunter Brown wins the AL Cy Young Award for your minor league pitchers. NL MVP, Corbin Carroll, smaller than you think. Smaller than you think. Corbin Carroll's a guy we've talked about a lot, right? Top prospect for the Diamondbacks, #1, first round pick in 2019. He was the Diamondbacks minor league player of the year. He made his debut this year, which was highly anticipated. He had a big knee injury last year that pushed back that debut a little bit. But in AAA, he hit 287 with 7 home runs, 11 doubles, 22 RBI in only 33 games. Those I should have said the games first. 33 games, 7 home runs, 11 doubles, 22 RBI in AAA with Reno. He had a 20 home run, 2020 season, 20 home runs, 20 stolen bases with a 10% or more, or a little bit higher than 10% walk rate. But yeah, when we played the Diamondbacks, he's obviously up now, so I was pulling him aside, and I always try to introduce myself to the guys that we talk about a lot on the podcast. Yeah, he's smaller than you think. Nice guy.
That whole team, the whole Diamondbacks team, they're not exactly leading the league in 6-footers. Just for the record, in case they're drafting small for some reason.
Corbin Carroll is 5'10", 165.
5'10's the number that everybody uses when they're not quite 5'10.
Yeah.
Like you could get away with saying you were 5'10. You'd be like, 5'10 in the big leagues.
Yeah, because they want to get to the 3 digits.
Sal Frelick, the Brewers number 47 prospect, 2021 first round pick, hit 330 with an 882 OPS this year. He's a 10th minor leaguer with an on-base streak of 39 games in 2022. The 10th to do it this year. Last 40 games, he hit 363 with a 516 slug with 4 home runs, 2 triples, 8 doubles, 17 walks, and only 15 punch outs with 8 stolen bases. So he does it all. Well done, Sal.
2021 first rounder?
2021 first round pick.
Our third person in the running for your minor league NL MVP is Ellie De La Cruz. He's the Reds number 15th prospect. He was signed out of the Dominican Republic in 2018. Across 120 games this season in high A and double A, 304 batting average, 586 slug with 28 home runs, 86 RBI, 47 stolen bags.
That's new.
One of the best power speed seasons we've ever seen in the minor leagues. Like we said, 28 home runs, 47 stolen bases, 68 extra base hits, 47 stolen bags in 53 attempts. So we only got caught stealing 6 times. And a note that we have on here, which is always really cool, is, and Peter, I know you've spoken about this before, but like these guys are coming to a country that they're away from their family, they're away from their friends, they're away from their culture, they're away from the food that they're accustomed to eating. They're in a completely different culture, and it's everything around them is not in the language that they speak. And he completed an interview without an interpreter the other day, which is always a really big step when the player gets the confidence to actually do that. So really cool to see him have the confidence to do that, because that's, you usually have to coax him into it. But that's very difficult thing that they're doing, and he done did it.
It's so cool to see them do when they do it, and their faces afterwards when they finished it and they're done. Oh man,
Yeah.
it's the best.
Yeah.
All right, AL
Okay.
MVP.
No, who's your NL MVP?
Oh, it's got to go to Ellie.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. You're taking him over Sal?
Yeah, I mean, you can take your pick, but those numbers are pretty impressive.
Okay. Ellie De La Cruz, your NL MVP.
Nothing's
in
official,
the minor
and there's no
leagues.
awards. I'm sorry, you're not going to receive anything. Don't look for anything in the mail. I'm sorry, Ellie, but budgets.
We're now moving into who Peter's going to name our AL MVP, Gunnar Henderson. Infielder for the Orioles. He's their number 2 prospect overall, a 2019 second rounder. He homered in his major league debut, which, man, I feel like has happened a lot this season for guys. Orioles are real. And 89 at bats with the big league club. 4 home runs, 10 runs, 17 RBI, a 284 batting average, and a stolen bag in there. In the minor leagues this year, he hit 297 with a 947 OPS, a 416 on base, 19 home runs for Gunnar Henderson. And I think he just homered again yesterday. How many home runs does he have now?
When are we predicting that the Orioles win the World Series? Just out of interest. Is it 2024 or 2025?
Haven't they come out and said that they are going to so 25 games, yeah, 4 home runs in 25 games for Gunnar Henderson. Haven't they come out and said they're gonna spend a lot this offseason? They're gonna do some things.
I've heard
So
that
I
from
could
a
see
lot
them.
of that's
Clubs or
a rumor
Orioles?
that's going around that there's going to be some cash thrown around. But
So
there's only a few teams that are
2024.
lined up. I'm going 2025.
Okay.
Bo Naylor is a catcher in the Guardians system. He's the number 5 prospect. In 117 games this year, he hit 21 home runs and stole 20 bases. The only guy in the Cleveland farm system to do that this year. Last guy to do it was Will Benson in 2019. Gio Urshela and Bo's bro, Josh, talking. Check out this video. Have you clicked on that yet? Is that how it was sped in there it is.
Nice. Made it last year. Your brother, how is it? He's doing good. I think he should be here soon. He's doing well. Nice. Made it last year. In double A rehabbing.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Look like you. Huh?
Sorry for the interruption. That's really cool. So that was Bo's brother, Josh, talking to Gio Urshela about him and that he should be up here because he's raking. So I'm with you. Nice job. So they're in the same system. That's cool.
Maddie, do you want to do our third guy for AL MVP?
Yeah, sure. Third AL MVP candidate is Yankees top prospect and shortstop Anthony Volpe. He was drafted at the end of the first round in 20.
I've never heard of this kid.
That's what they all say, but Volpe's known for being a pretty fast guy. So on top of the speed, he has led the AA Somerset Patriots this year at shortstop, highest team batting average, most runs scored on the team. And then once Peraza got called up to the MLB, Volpe got called up to AAA. And there, while Scranton Wilkes-Barre has faced elimination because it's the postseason as we record, Volpe hit a homer to keep the season alive, and they won against Buffalo last night. So all around decent season. Personally, I don't believe that the numbers are there to crown him as such a lucrative title as Farm to Fame AL Minor League MVP, but I'll let that be up for discussion.
Pete? Ooh, this is the first one you've had to think about.
I think I'm gonna I'm going to go with Bo Naylor. 2020 is pretty cool. I like that. All round players are gonna dominate this game for years to come.
Nice.
Aaron Judge is the ultimate. Oh, by the way, people never talk about his defense.
No, he had a good catch. Was that last night?
I didn't watch last night's game.
Oh,
I gotta admit.
I did. Okay. So congratulations to Bo Naylor, all around player, 2020 guy, AL minor league MVP. It is now time for the NL Rookie of the Year. Some of these names you've heard. These are all 2021 draft picks. Andrew Painter is in line for NL Rookie of the Year. I'll run that stat again. Run of 4 pitchers since 2017 with 100 innings pitched in a minor league season with an ERA under 2, K% more than 5%, and batting average against 200 or below. Or Gordon Gracefo. Gordon Gracefo.
I think it's Gracefo.
Nope, definitely not that, Matty.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Exactly. Once he hears this, he's like, I'm changing my name. It's official.
Man, okay. Gordon Gracefo. Had a September for the ages. September 21st, he won, another pitcher. So he won Texas League Pitcher of the Week. In his last 3 starts, no runs, 5 hits, 22 strikeouts, and 16 2/3 innings. No walks allowed in his final 2 starts. Final AA start in 2022 carried a perfect game through 5 2/3. He was promoted to AA Springfield after 8 starts with a .99 ERA and a .679 WHIP.
Last night.
He's Matty Villanova's pal. Do you know him?
No,
so
I don't
you
know
actually
him
know how to
personally.
pronounce his name.
I know how to pronounce his name. I don't know him personally. He has interacted with Farm to Fame on Instagram a little, but that sways the vote. So, Pete, you have to take that out of your mind.
Wow, we have 2 pitchers in line for the MVP this year.
So I can't.
What a treat.
I have to take that into consideration that he
No,
So,
take it out of
overall
consideration.
2022 on the season for Gordon Gracefo. 26 games, 10-6 with a .297 ERA, a .94 WHIP. He had 28 walks to 139 strikeouts. Andrew Painter,
it's really
22 games, a 156 ERA with a .89 WHIP. And
I'm gonna have to go with Painter. Sorry, I did it.
Yeah.
Ripped it off like a band-aid.
25 walks, 155 strikeouts. Congratulations.
19.
Congratulations to Andrew Painter for winning our NL
He's 19.
Rookie of the Year. He is 19.
That'll be 19 again.
So he was drafted out of high school.
Dominating.
Goodness. When do we see? Born in 2003. Yuck. 6'7", 215. Jeez Louise. Okay. AL Rookie of the Year, Pete. You want to run us through these?
Not really. I don't read very well, but I'm going to try. Carl Manzardo.
Yeah, these are.
There he is. I'm trying to find an Aussie Lingo. There we go. Found it. Bang. Rays number 6 prospect. He's not in MLB's top 100, by the way, so that's going to change. Hit 327 with a 1.0343 OPS in high A/AA. He was the Rays minor league player of the year. That's got to be a good. That's got to be good for the old. He's going to be, among players with at least 300 plate appearances. He had the 2nd highest weighted runs created plus with 173. Vaughn Brown from the San Francisco Giants had the only one with higher, which was 175. So not by much. Holy cow. That's a lot, Matty. Nico Cavadas, first baseman with the Red Sox. Can't wait to see him dominate the 2022 Red Sox offensive MiLB player of the year. These guys have got to clean up their awards. There's got to be either one or are we splitting it up with starters? That's a conversation for another day. In 120 minor league games in 2022, he had 26 home runs, 25 doubles, and 1 triple. 2 promotions this season from low A Salem to high A, and then again to double A Portland. Nico Kavadas hit a ball 450 feet pretty easily.
You know how I know
So-
he can do that very easily? Open up his MiLB page.
It's the first thing.
Look at that picture. Tell me that boy can't hit 450-foot
I'll
tanks.
just click on the article and he was from.
No, I
Notre
need
Dame.
you to see his
Okay.
headshot. I need you to see his headshot. And honestly, I need you to see Kyle Manzardo's headshot as well. I need you to see both of these guys' headshots. Kyle is chilling. He got a mustache. Nico looks like a guy who's just gonna crush balls.
Corky Miller reinvented himself as Nico Kavadas, by the way.
Yep.
You guys can look up Corky Miller.
990 OPS. I need to look up that.
Who others headshot am I looking at?
The other guy you read, Kyle
Oh.
Manzardo. Who am I looking up? Who did you compare Nico to?
Corky Miller.
Let me tell you what, if you're trying to figure out how to spell that name, it's hard.
Corkymiller.
Oh, it was just the accent.
Corky. Not Corgi.
I was putting
Oh,
an A in there. Yeah, he does look like him.
yes.
But
All
man,
backup catchers in the history of the world look like Corky Miller.
yeah. Okay, I have my winner. Who's yours?
I'm gonna have to go with Kyle
Yep.
Manzardo. Well done, Kyle. Official. You made it.
Those are our awards. So once again, let's see if I can, well, I probably don't need to list back through these. Andrew Painter, NL Cy Young, Hunter Brown, AL Cy Young, Ellie De La Cruz was your NL MVP. Bo Naylor was your AL MVP. NL Rookie of the Year was Andrew Painter, and AL Rookie of the Year was Kyle Manzardo. So congratulations to those award winners who have won absolutely nothing but Peter
Love and
Moylan's
affection.
respect. Peter Moylan, former major league pitcher, side armor from Australia, career 3.10 ERA. This week's headlines in our weekly news flash. Camden Dusnak played all 9 positions in the Reno Aces game
That
last
usually
night.
happens at about this
Was
time
that
of year.
just like a
Someone does it this time of
he
year.
completed it last night, or he would have had
No,
to
he would
complete
have
it.
played.
didn't play.
Would have tried to play all 9 in one game.
Oh,
Yeah. Any
that's
pitching
fine.
change, there would have been like a positional change. Like it's this time of year. It's
A
fun.
team just does that to be fun.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Cardinals outfield prospect Moises Gomez hit his minor league leading 38th home run of the year last night. And Josh Reddick is playing for the Savannah
Josh Reddick's
Bananas.
also playing for the Perth Heat in the Australian Baseball League this year. But that video was a while ago,
He's
wasn't it?
living.
That
He's living.
that catch was. Did he do another one, or is it the same one? I guess it's.
Also, we want to shout out our guy Alec Manoa, who we had on this off season. That's an episode that you need to go back and listen to. It's like without getting, I mean, it's a really inspirational story. Really, and Alec Manoa in conversations for AL Cy Young, obviously likely trailing Verlander there, but 15-game winner at 231, almost 200 innings pitched on the season for our friend Alec Manoa.
Dang.
Aussie Lingo, Pete.
Stop me if you've heard this one before. Dag.
Like a shot to the heart, like a dagger.
I think we
I
might
thought,
have
Matty,
done
you were just going to
this.
run away with the victory from last time and not answer this time. I thought you just screen went black. You were like, nope,
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm leaving on a victory.
No, I pressed
Go.
to unmute and I accidentally pressed stop video. So in that
Ugh.
case, dag means to make a mistake.
Dag, a witty or amusing person You'll like him. He's a real dag.
Oh my
2,
gosh.
a daggy person.
People probably say that about you all the time, Pete.
In Australia, they probably do. Probably never in America because they've probably never heard that word before.
Trash can. Okay, well done.
Well done to us.
Okay, guys, there are like 9 days left
Not
of the
even.
regular season.
It's not even.
Yeah, I think it is because
I-
we have.
When they tweeted out that this is the last full week of baseball for this year, I got emotional.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
But
That's tough.
I also
Football,
realized that
never
I've
heard
got
of it.
playoffs, so it's fine.
Love that for you, Pete.
Thank you.
But yeah, baseball's wrapping up. 9 games left in the regular season. All of the divisions are locked up besides the NL East. The AL East will be locked up with 1 Yankees win over the Rays. Wild card could get interesting. Peter's about to get into a wild weekend versus the Mets. So we're sending vibes.
Got to get through the
Bye.
Nationals first.
Yep. Yep. All righty, guys. Thank you so much for watching and listening. We hope you learned something about one of your favorite teams' prospects today. More awards are coming. The Rookie of the Year race, I'm so excited to dive more into that whenever that's announced. Arizona Fall League is starting on October 3rd. Lots of names to be keeping up with down there. We'll be here. We love you guys. Farm on, farm often. We will
Sometimes.
see. Okay. We will see you next Wednesday.